Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
Good, good. How are you, everyone?
I hope you're doing good. What are we going to talk about today?
We're gonna talk about the world. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and we're gonna see how to improve the world.
Yeah, I think that's a very big topic. Let's go smaller.
Smaller.
Smaller. We are going to talk about the psychiatrist today. And what about the psychiatrist?
I don't know. Like, do you think if a girl, like, if you want to date a girl and she go to psychiatric,
Mm.
will you date her, or do you think it's a red flag, and why? Why, if it's a red flag, why, and why it's not? If it's not a red flag, why not?
Well, I don't think going to a psychiatrist is a red flag, is it? Because you go to therapy, you solve your problems. I mean, I think everyone needs a therapist, no?
See, if somebody have a mental issue, like if a woman or a kid have a little bit of mental health problem, I kind of acknowledge it. I don't go hard on them. I don't judge them heavily on that. However, if they go to psychiatric and they take the advice of psychiatric, I judge that. You know why? Because if you think about it, like the schooling system, who do you think structure the schooling system, or who finance and fund the medical school in the universities in all North America and Canada?
Well, the public funds, no?
No, not the public.
We'll find.
It's big pharmaceutical companies. All the big pharmaceutical companies, they finance it. So the main job when they finance medical schools, they finance it to teach they teach the doctors what prescription to give to the people. So the first thing when you go to the psychiatric, this is number one. It's funded by who? Big pharmaceutical companies. So it's influenced by big pharmaceutical company, in another word.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's influenced by the government and the regulation of the government. And thirdly, the psychiatric is the same guy, the kid, 6-year-old kid and 7-year-old kid. And I'll tell you why it's a problem. It's influenced by the pharmaceutical company and the government company.
So you see,
Because as a result, that psychiatric is the same guy. When the kids go to him, he tells them, "Oh, you're a guy. You dress up like a girl. Oh, I think you're a woman. You should chop up your dick." He's the same guy. So if you go to this guy to take an advice how to run your fucking life, I think there is a problem. And you gotta develop people having psychological problems running in the society. They think they're mentally fit while they're mentally ill. Like, do you think the kid when he's 6-year-old and chop off his dick and he walks around and he lives the rest of his life without a dick, taking estrogen, do you think he's gonna be mentally fit? He's actually created a problem for this kid.
Yeah.
And he's getting banged by dudes. And he knows he's a dude, he's getting banged by dudes, he got his dick chopped off, and he takes estrogen, and all his hormones unbalanced, and he's living with the drugs all his life. Do you think he helped him, or he actually destroyed that kid?
Yeah, I think I can see the influence you mean in teaching the psychiatrists themselves.
Yeah. So if somebody goes, and second, I've seen so many cases, people go, they have ADD or ADHD. They give them like dopamine medicine to influence the dopamine in the body. After I seen like girls, they took it for 3-4 years. Their personality switch. Like after 2-3 years, she can't even talk. If you talk to her about anything she didn't expect you to talk to her about, or you talk to her about anything she's not 100% agreeable with, she has a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
She has a complete breakdown. She can't handle anything in the world. She end up like a workhorse, programmed workhorse. She's just able to work, go sleep, and she needs medicine to go to sleep. She wakes up, she take that stimulant to wake up, then she keep working like workhorse. She can't talk about anything, she can't think about anything. She's shaking, she's having mental breakdowns 24/7.
Yeah. I mean, I think medical intervention in general is a bad idea. Like pharmaceuticals.
And have you seen their advices? All their advices about hate. You're having a breakdown? It's not his fault. It's not your fault. It's his fault. It's always the other person's fault. They always blame it on the other person and make you feel you didn't do anything wrong. Then they develop for you a habit of hating people because the people are wrong and you are right, so they like you and you become delusional. Oh, it's not your fault. It's his fault. He lost you, and you're good. You're a good person. Doesn't matter if both of them they go to the same psychiatrist, they gotta tell the same for both. It's not your fault. It's his fault. Just write down the 10 things you hate about him and read it every day. And remember when he didn't bring you a gift and read it every day. So they create hate in the society, zero accountability, people with the drugs, people are delusional, so they created so much problems when you go to them. So anybody they go to the psychiatrist, they just increase the problem from 0 to 100. So if somebody has a little bit of problem, they just increase it and jack it up to 100.
Interesting.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And all the people they're suffering trauma, and they make them kind of increase the level or capitalize on the weakness that people have. So people they have like a little bit of breakdown because they lost their job, they break up with their spouses or something. So they tell them, okay, you know what? You're having a trauma. Trauma for what? Because you lost your job, you're having trauma? If you're having a trauma in this day and age for nothing, for small minor things, means that you have no personality, you have zero life. Because think about it. The soldier in Palestine or the soldier in Afghanistan. Have you heard about anybody in Afghanistan from Taliban when he's fighting the American, he's having a trauma in the middle of the war?
No.
Why you don't have trauma? Because you're busy for a bigger task.
Of course.
As long as you have big tasks, you don't have trauma.
I personally don't go to a psychiatrist. I wouldn't believe in that. But I think that if someone wants to go, they have a big problem. They need someone else to talk to. You know, nowadays a lot of people don't have the social interactions that we have or other people have. So they need someone, a professional, to have a dialect with and to.
They have to develop a goal in their life. They have to develop a goal in their life. First, start with developing a goal. When you have to develop a goal and to be so strict about achieving your goal, you're gonna have to interact with people to achieve your goal. You have to put effort toward your goal.
You hit roadblocks. It becomes you don't.
You have to deal with people to go over the roadblock. Like for instance, you have a goal to buy a car. What do you need to do? You need to raise funds. A small goal. You want to open a small business. What do you need to do?
But that's
you need to save money.
What about your past?
What's the problem we're having? Tell me, give me a hypothetical problem.
Let's say you were a lady and your boyfriend beat you up or your husband beat you up.
Why? We'll start with the question why. Why did he beat you up? Like, were you fucking sitting down here be like, oh honey, I love you, I just want to bring you a sandwich. He started beating you up for no reason? Did you spit in his face? Like, I know a guy, he got called on from a police, from his girlfriend, she was his wife that time, not his girlfriend, his wife. She called the police because he hit her. How did he hit her? He pushed her. What was the story?
Yeah.
She brought the knife, she wanted to kill him. He grabbed the knife and he threw her and he pushed her at the house. She called the police, she got assaulted. So the first question, oh, he hit you, why?
Okay, fair enough. But what if it's a reason that's not justifiable? You want to work through it, so it's not why.
Yeah, exactly. She wants to work through it, but why? Probably is it her fault or his fault?
They probably both have mistakes like that.
Yeah, okay. Was she running on him with a knife, and he hit her? So you gotta tell me why. You can't just tell me a blank statement.
Let's say
like nobody will hit you. Like, do you walk in the street, people hit you for no reason?
No, but
unless if it's a crazy person on the street, he hits you to steal you. That's a different story. So if the guy he hit her out of the blue, she's like, oh honey, I brought you some tea. And he's like, oh, you were crazy. Why did you bring me tea? It's not sweet enough. Boom. Okay, this is crazy guy. Now we have a problem. Why did you choose a fucking idiot? You know what I mean? This is number one. Number two. Okay, you choose a fucking idiot, or he was a good guy. He switched. He became worse. Why did you stay with him to get to that level? You know what I mean? And how can you get over it? And why you're having a breakdown? You just
Well, maybe she doesn't understand why. She needs someone to explain to her why.
okay to explain to her why. Okay, he's a bad guy to get over it and stuff. Now we gotta develop a goal for her in her life. You're like, okay, you just broke up. You will need a new relationship, but you can't focus on that because when the right man comes, you gotta have that relationship. You don't
You need
just.
someone to tell her that, right? I think that's the job of psychiatrists, no?
But they don't tell her that. What they tell her, oh, remember the last 10 things he did to you? Okay, first, let's take some medicine, let's smoke some weed. The first thing they give her, what they call the weed, like the pills?
The pen? No, the pills? No, I don't think they give them edibles. They don't give them
They give them edibles, man. They give them edibles. Like, why everybody have prescription edibles? From where they get this prescription edibles?
I think it's like, I don't know, I haven't got...
Who give all these fucking people line up on the weed store prescription edibles?
Is it medical?
It's medical. I used to go to a club sometimes when I was younger, like almost 10 years ago, and I see a bunch of people smoking weed at the patio. I'm like, why are you guys smoking weed? You're like, oh, it's prescription. I complained to the security. I'm like, hey man, like these guys smoking weed. They're like, I can't do much. They're having a prescription medicine. Who prescribed for all these motherfuckers edibles?
Yeah, maybe.
Who prescribed it for them? Because they have breakups? Oh, you have a breakup. Let's smoke some weed.
We'd have cigarettes. But yeah. No, I don't understand what you mean. Actually, I
It's
didn't know.
business. It's for the government. It's business. For the medicine, for big pharmaceutical company, it's business. They're selling it for people to use it.
So we need to fix the university system or the schooling system.
I'll tell you something. Do you know the stem cells? They started like curing people with so many diseases by stem cells for the last 50 years. You know, until now, it's illegal to first of all, the insurance company, they don't cover stem cells. Why? Because they don't use prescription medicines. And they have zero research in the university from stem cells. So they cure so many cases. Like if you go to a doctor, he's working with his stem cells medication degree for 10 years. He has at least every year, like every week, you say about 50 to 100 cases he cure yearly. 50 to 100 cases, the average, if not more. They cure yearly 50 to 100 cases. So they don't have any study from these cases, how many they cured, what's the percentage of the success rate. Why they don't bring this up? Why anything you don't use medication? Why the diet is not part of the health system? Why stem cells not part of the health system? Because it doesn't generate money for the big pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a problem. But we don't want to.
Okay. Let's say it this way.
Yeah.
Do you trust somebody to go to your kid? If your kid is crying, be like, oh, I want my mom's makeup. So if you have a son and he says, I want my mom's makeup, to take him, oh, you think you're a woman? They chop up his dick. Do you trust this guy to make a decision for anybody's life? If you don't trust him, like it's you either trust him or not. If you don't trust him, like how do you trust him to give women's advice, how to break up and how to get over a breakup?
Yeah, well, hopefully we don't break up with
But it's part of life. It's part of fucking life.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, life is part of life. You know what I mean? Like 50 years ago, people they lived together forever. Like my parents, they lived together forever. My mom, she married my dad. She lived with him all her life. My grandparents is the same. Like everybody was the same.
Yeah.
But nowadays, life, like how many? Like you were young. How many girlfriends you had?
No, I don't count anymore.
You don't count anymore. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I consider myself old school, but like you go through people.
Yeah.
Not intentional, but it kind of happens.
Yeah, it's life.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not necessarily you're the one who's breaking up. Sometimes they do.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I just went through one. Average. We had another question I want to talk about. The average.
The average?
Yeah, we're not done with the psychiatrists. I don't know. Like the problem is like the schooling. I guess that's what we got to. Like they are influenced.
They're influenced by the government. They're influenced by pharmaceutical companies. These people, they don't trust them. You don't trust their judgment. If you don't trust somebody, you don't go to him to take advice from somebody you don't trust. Simple. It's a bottom line. There is no question about it.
Yeah.
They have agenda. They have to apply it on you. How to break up a family, to keep the government strong, to break up the family. They don't want people together. They just want everybody fucks and go to his house and go work in the morning, at night time fuck. Don't build a family or structure a family. You know, they have kids, random kids, without families, without emotions. Everybody's breaking down. And if you think about it, just like if you think about it, if it's trauma thing, the trauma is a mental thing. It's not physical thing, and it's mental thing for weak, poor people. Because now everybody thinks they're living in a candy shop. Like literally, people think that we don't live in the world anymore. They think we live in a candy shop. Like they don't want to get suffer, they don't want to feel anything, everything, like they feel everybody's safe. Everybody delusional to a level, they think the world is a safe place. To this level, they got to the point, like they don't understand where they live, you know what I mean? Yeah. If a soldier, he witnessed, what's the most traumatic thing you could experience in your lifetime?
Probably family dying, something like that.
Family dying. Imagine a family member got killed and tortured in front of you. How traumatic is that?
It's very traumatic.
Okay, so imagine the soldiers at Taliban or in Palestine, they're facing this daily. They never complain about trauma. Why?
Because they need to get past the, they need to achieve the goal you're talking about.
They have a bigger thing to achieve. They can't stop feeling bad for themselves. They have the next big thing to deal with. They always have a bigger thing to deal with.
Yeah.
So if you have a trauma over small stuff, means your life is so fucking significant. Just up your fucking game.
So just have a bigger goal than your suffering that you're going through, and this is your problem. So
that's
advice.
simple.
We got tips.
That's fucking simple. And stop living in a fucking candy shop. This is a real world. Even the government tell you you're living in a candy shop and they fucking paint everything for you like a candy shop, but it's not. Because the reality, the same government, they tell you it's a candy shop, the same government, they're fucking booming other countries and they're killing them and they're coming, the armies, they come here, they look like heroes and they tell you how heroes they are, but in the end of the day, they killed so many families down there. And in the past, people, they think they're heroes and they had reasons, but now everybody knows they go there just to collect oil or money or stuff, so there is no reason for them to go there. Now everybody knows that, so it's not even debatable or discussion. So what you were talking about?
Yeah, it's big power play. Yeah, we were talking about, there's another question we discussed, the percentage of people, this is like section 2. What's the percentage of people that are average? We were talking about how everyone thinks they are average.
They're average?
They're above average, sorry.
Yeah, everybody nowadays, this is part of the same problem. Because everybody, like, when you go to psychiatrics, they boost you up, they make you think you're achieving things over very minor stuff. So you do nothing, absolutely nothing, very basic, is because you wake up in the morning, you just fucking wake up and take a piss, like, oh, you did so much today. Like, literally, I've seen people posting, bragging, like, today I achieved so much. I woke up, I went to the gym, I make a breakfast for myself and my 2 kids, I fucking said hi to so many people at the gym, I said hi to so many people at work, I smiled, I laughed, I went home. She fucking achieved something. You did something, nothing, you just lived normal life.
Yeah, but that's a good thing, because, you know, consistency. She's feeding her kids. Over time, they will be older.
But this is like, everybody's fucking should do that. Like, if you don't do that, you're fucking piece of shit.
Was the breakfast good?
So she's very average. If she didn't do that, she's fucking below average. So she can't like claim she's achiever, big achiever doing that.
But
she just became a human now. She just, all what she did, basic human fucking skills. Lower than that, she's not even human. She's fucking garbage can.
No, but imagine she didn't go to the gym. That's average.
Okay, she didn't go to the gym. She fucking.
So she's a little bit above average.
No,
technically.
She's average gym goer.
But then you're changing.
I'll tell you something. I'm telling you something.
Okay.
Average is relative. I'll tell you why. Because if I'm in the medical field, I'm an average doctor. But if I'm one of the best doctors, I'm above average.
With
Okay,
average skill
okay.
set, maybe it's the average skill set.
Average skill set. If you go to do MMA and I go do bodybuilding, okay?
Okay.
I'm average bodybuilder. We just have different hobbies. And you're average MMA.
No, but
You're average MMA. Am I Mr. Olympia?
no.
Are you fucking John
No,
Jones? Are you the champion of UFC?
No. But
Am I Mr. Olympia? Am I like Big Ramy?
no.
So I'm average gym goer.
No, but what's average? What's actual average gym goer? You're not average gym goer, okay, first of all.
No. Compare me to from Big Ramy to the guy who went to the gym 2 days. Where am I? In the fucking right in the middle.
Yeah, I think you're going
Above the middle a little bit.
Yeah, like definitely, okay, but you're talking about people being more than average. I don't think everyone.
I'm not even a pro. But like when you want to talk about the elite and you're one of the top people and the top
But I think most people are like if you practice something
Exactly
for a certain
that.
amount of time, like let's say you've been doing it for over 3-4 years. I think if you do anything for more than 4 years, you're above average in it. Because the amount of skill
you
and
gotta understand
experience.
people have different hobbies, different work environment. So if somebody works at Costco and somebody works at Home Depot, the guy at Costco, he doesn't think he's better than the guy at Home Depot because he's good at Costco. Just because he just developed more skills working there, but both of them average in their environment. Both of them average in the society. If to be not the average, you have to become Home Depot's owner or Costco's owner. When you become Costco's owner, you become above average. But everybody's below that is like the average people.
But you're talking about the top of the top. Like
That's
owning it's
exactly
a multi-billion-dollar.
Exactly. So when you want
That's
to claim
the cream of the crop. Like that's literally.
Exactly. So that's when you claim success. But don't fucking just because you sign up at the MMA gym and you went for 2 months act like I'm above average, I'm not mediocre. You're the definition of mediocrity.
Yeah.
If I want to define mediocrity, I define you. You are the definition of mediocre.
Fair enough. Well, above average can mean a lot of things in different ways, and like you can mean.
Okay.
But
and when it comes
to
to sport,
Okay.
If I like to go to gym lift weights, and somebody go do MMA, and somebody swimming, and none of them is a champion and none of them is pro, and they're at the top of the game, but amateurs, all of them average. And they became pros, and not the
I think
champions.
it comes from confidence. Everyone is very confident.
This is confidence is different than delusional. I'm saying like people become
But sometimes you
delusional.
have to be a little bit delusional, a little bit crazy, think you're better.
No. Like if I claim I'm billionaire, and I'm not.
This is different. This is very like it's a hard fact. Like it's
Okay. Let's put it in money. So numbers don't lie. Okay. Let's put it in money. Can I claim I'm above average financially, while I'm not having like more than $100 million? Somebody having fucking $10,000, I'm above average because he has so much self-confidence.
You can count that. You can't count your skills like as a model.
Exactly. So that's what I'm telling you.
So that's
to be
when you
realistic.
take an edge. You give yourself an edge mentally. You think you're better.
So that's what I'm. So people they're like, oh, next year I'll look this way. You can't celebrate something you didn't fucking achieve. Okay, next year I'll have $1 billion in my bank account, but I can't act like I'm a billionaire. I gotta act ambitious. No,
I gotta fake it till you make it.
So he's a fake person. So we both admit
Until
he's a
he
fucking-
makes it.
No, you could act ambitious, but don't act like you made it.
Have you heard about the guys that drink coffee at like expensive coffee shops to feel like they're rich and be around rich people? Like they go to hotels.
That guy, I call him an idiot.
Okay.
Because he's acting rich and he's poor. So that's
He's
what,
not acting rich. He's like he's pulling up the act. He's putting the act together.
it's okay to
developing
be
the puzzles.
it's okay to be motivated, driven. It's okay to be ambitious, have big goals. It's all okay, but it's not okay to act like you achieved the goals while you did it. Because you'll never fucking achieve them. Because you're delusional. You became like living lifestyle is not yours. So it's okay if I'm ambitious. I want, okay, next year I have to make $100 million next year. I'm ambitious. Okay, that's fine. But I don't want to act and walk around like I made that $100 million.
No, you don't say
If
that.
I'm worth a certain amount, I just gotta act like the certain amount I'm worth. It's okay to act ambitious that I wanna go there. But I don't act like I'm there already.
You're not.
But like you see somebody has zero fucking muscles, he just signed up for the month 6 months ago and he's acting like he's fucking Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, I mean.
He's delusional.
Fair enough. How would you say that? Like, why would he? Thinking you're Ronnie Coleman is something else. But thinking you're.
I'll tell you something. He signed up for the month, 6 months.
Because everyone thinks they're the best, right?
But like when the money wise, like if somebody is so confident with the money wise and he thinks he's the best and he's the most money, he has the most money in the world, he's gonna check his bank account. He's like, if my money says otherwise, okay. For the muscles the same. He could fucking see the mirror. He could see the fucking mirror.
You need to start thinking like a millionaire to become a millionaire, right or not?
He should be ambitious to become a millionaire. You're right.
But also you need to change your mindset. Fake it till you make it.
He thinks like a millionaire, but he doesn't think he's a millionaire.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Have big a dream. I'm not denying. I'm not debating that. Have big a dream as much as you want, but don't act like you achieved it because you didn't. Once you achieve
enjoy
it,
the journey.
Enjoy the process that you're not there and you're going there, but don't act like you're making. Because in the process you gotta learn. That's part of the process.